Okay, everybody. We're going to talk about designing and maintaining BMPs in this next session. Here I have a couple examples of some manuals that are out there. Obviously, the Pennsylvania BMP Design Manual, there's maintenance. There's so many manuals and guidance out there that it's kind of hard sometimes to pick which one you want to use. But hopefully in this session, you'll hear from some people and get some ideas about what is good and what's useful for them. So essentially the goal of this session is to try to answer some of the questions that you guys might have, like, why do I need BMPs? What types of BMPs am I supposed to use? Who can I talk to about these BMPs? How do I find answers to all the questions that I have? So one of the things, why do people even need BMPs in the first place? And I think, in Pennsylvania, there's post-construction stormwater management. And, when you do new development or redevelopment and you have a land use change or you increase impervious surface, a lot of times BMPs are put in place to make sure that you're having increased runoff. A lot of municipalities also use them for flood control. Some of the case studies that we've seen have had examples of some BMPs that were applied to control flooding or address flooding issues. Mostly everybody here at the forum has an MS4 permit, and obviously trying to achieve pollutant reductions is also another reason why BMPs are put in place. And if you have a local TMDL as well. Some are just, for conservation, for aesthetics, if you want to, try to traffic calming, or, some homeowners like rain gardens in their lawn, those types of things. So there's a lot of reasons why BMPs are out there. It's just a matter of trying to pick the right ones. So we have three really good speakers this session. The first one, Professor Lauren McPhillips from Penn State, is going to talk about designing BMPs, particularly green infrastructure BMPs, to address climate change and some of our more frequent and longer storms versus, how we used to design BMPs to capture smaller rain events. So it'll be interesting to hear what she has to say about that. On that same level, the Chesapeake Stormwater Network just did an analysis about designing for climate change and how, some states might have to reconsider some of their BMP design manuals to consider climate change and those more frequent and heavier storms. I put a link there to the document. It was just published in March, so it's a new document that's out there in case anybody wants to see that. Our next speakers are going to talk about integrated planning, which might be something that a lot of people might not know about, even though it's not really a new thing. It was established in 2012, and it's a totally voluntary process. But it's a way for communities that have multiple water requirements to actually come up with an integrated plan to address some of those obligations that they have. So we have two people from our EPA headquarters office, our Robin DeYoung, who's our green infrastructure team lead, and Jamie Pizziali, who's our municipal ombudsman, which we were required to hire as part of our the regulations that came out in 2019. So the Clean Water Act was amended in 2019 to include integrated planning and green infrastructure. So if you have any, want to hear more about that and any technical financial assistance that might be available, that's a good session for you. Our last session is Jerry Northridge from College Township is going to talk about BMP maintenance and inspection and how they integrated GIS technology into their inspection process. And then also using that GIS technology to make annual reporting a little bit easier. And particularly, in the upcoming years, MS4 annual reports are going to be required to be submitted electronically in compliance with our NPDES e-reporting rules. So as, reporting becomes more important, and electronic reporting how we integrate some of these technologies into our reporting becomes even more important. And I just wanted to, I know we talked about a lot of GIS and mapping and things like that. And for those that might not be aware, that DEP has this amazing web page, and they have all of these different options and tools on their web page, just a plug for, all the stuff that they have available for municipalities if you're looking for mapping your urbanized area or watersheds or finding impaired streams. Any of these tools can be really helpful for you. So please utilize that if you haven't already. And with that, I am done, and hopefully you choose one of these amazing sessions to attend and learn something new. Thanks.
Thanks, Liz. So if everybody would click the leave button, go back to the agenda, and then we'll see you in one of the 3 breakout sessions. Thanks, everyone.